back again. We're at the overlay, but now look at it. We're actually in the game. It's TNC Pro Team facing off against Warriors Gaming.Unity in what could be our final match of the evening. Game number 2. Not gonna lie, game number 1 was a little bit rough. Warriors Gaming.Unity basically just got ran over. They tried to go for this like split push style of game with a Morphling IO and an Nature's Prophet, and it just didn't work. It was rough. TNC just ran over them. Ryu, can you give me a little bit of breakdown of what you expect to see in this one? How you think it's gonna differ in game number 2?
No Nature's Prophet.
Okay.
Pretty plain and simple. That's not gonna ever happen again.
5 seconds
Ever.
remaining.
Especially when you're going against a Nyx assassin. What were they thinking?
Turn to ban.
Yeah, it was. I mean, well, to be fair, it was the Nature's Prophet as the last pick, so that kind of, you know, changed things around. Wait, no, that doesn't change things around. Yeah, they picked it into it. I'm with you.
They picked, they picked it into it. It's just weird. And then I like the way they picked Nyx when they banned Lifestealer, and then they ban all these inherent BKB heroes like Juggernaut with Spin. To really punish Nyx early on or even later into the game. You could just ulti right through his Spike Carapace. You can spin on through his Spike Carapace. So they like ban out these really good heroes, and they utilize the Nyx really well. I like their thought process behind it. Meanwhile, Warriors Gaming, they got an axe, but the axe doesn't really counter anything right now. It's not really doing anything.
I guess it doubles down upon the team fight that they have, and it allows them to sort of, you can follow this up with whatever damage source you want. They already take Lina out of the pool. We have seen on occasion, you know, sometimes the Storm Spirit be paired with these two heroes. You have that solid initiation, and it gives Storm a lot of avenues to move around the map outside of it. But I guess with a Nyx and a Slardar, it might be a little bit too scary to run something like that. Yeah, it's a weird draft.
They could run Storm for themselves. But let's see, TNC right now, they want to get, I was say normally a support, since we know the Nyx is going to be off lane, Slardar are going to be roaming. CM interesting, and then now they're going back for the Wisp strategy again. I don't think they're going to pair with a Morphling this time, so I have to think about what they want to use the Wisp with. More negative armor coming in. These picks are going by super fast.
Yeah, and you kind of have this Slardar most likely in the position 4 role, with CM most likely going to inhabit the 5 with Weaver now, and so probably going to want just a very survivable mid lane hero. They could go for, you know, something like the Invoker if they wanted to. Storm is still an option, as you mentioned. Lots of ways they can go with this one.
Yeah, right now, let's see. You have a Weaver, CM. These heroes are very squishy at the start of the game, but I don't know if Warriors Gaming can really punish them for that early on. So instead, what they're going to do is they're going to do like a turnaround here. They're going to go for the later game. They don't really have any counters right now for Terrorblade. This is a perfect game for it. Weaver is a very strong counter against Wisp. You just go in on the back lines, throw your bugs on him, and then he can no longer use bottle, and he's pretty much just hard countered right there. It's kind of like having a Venomancer against a Wisp. So, but at the other time, Axe is a very strong hero against Weaver. You can just lock him in even when he has his Lincolns. And so far, I think Warriors Gaming's lineup is stronger, obviously going into the later game, but it's not too bad early on.
Yeah, I mean, it also, that Terrorblade pick, it makes a lot more sense. The Tinker and the Lina ban want to take those out of the pool. That being said, they still leave the OD in the pool. They still leave the Invoker in the pool. They still leave the Ember in the pool. These are all heroes that can deal quite well with Terrorblade.
10 seconds.
I don't know. Are there any of those that really frighten you more than any others?
I think you got to get rid of Ember, because even though OD is very scary, I think Ember is scarier because at least with OD, you can potentially have the Axe go on him. And then you can still get the BKB for Terrorblade. I'm just more worried about them picking up Ember and then just crushing them early game like they did last time. Like they just keep the pressure up, and then never let up. Whereas OD is kind of like a more slow styled game, when you pick OD, you're going to be going into later game, and that's kind of what Warriors Gaming want to do. So, but
I mean,
now they need a mid or core.
TNC.
you could
Interesting.
also see the Alchemist on TNC, maybe. That's the other
There's
route to
banned.
go. Oh, they took it out already? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess they're not going to go for that then.
All right, that's
It feels like a strong hero. You know exactly what they want to do. They want to push down these towers and end the game quick.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm gonna have to think real hard about what's
Reserve
going to be a
time.
really good counter to Necro and Terrorblade now.
Sniper is an
ton of-
option?
Sniper again, you can't get. I don't think you pick Sniper because it acts ES and Wisp. It's just not enough.
Storm Spirit.
All right.
Yeah. So we talked about TNC picking up Storm earlier, so it's fine. This is probably the best bet that they can come up with in this situation. Storm can zip in. Problem though becomes when Terrorblade gets a BKB. If he ever gets one in this game, it could be over if Storm doesn't have a sheepstick. There's a lot of scenarios going into this later game, but I do think Warriors Gaming lineup is stronger this time if they don't get rolled early on.
All right. Well, we're going to have to see what happens in what could be our final game of the evening. TNC Pro Team versus Warriors Gaming.Unity. Each of them looking for a spot in those playoff finals. And I mean, I will say Cuckoo, he's known as being an aggressive player who can win you the game off of that aggressiveness or lose you the game quite hard. And, you know, Storm is just one of those feast or famine type of heroes. So we'll see what type of day Cuckoo is having. But it feels like with the Crystal Maiden there, it's going to already enable his early game, allow him to jungle potentially a little bit earlier. You have a couple of supports that can zip into that mid lane and hold it for him to get some farm while the Storm does go off to jungle. I think I can see the path to victory for TNC.
Yeah, this is going to be a really horrible Wisp game, I feel. Like, Wisp is just going to be like 0-10 or something, but his team potentially can still win, like even though that happens. I feel so bad for the Earth Spirit. Afu, he's got to play support 5 with a Wisp on his team. He doesn't even get to have his Oov. You just got to feel so bad for the guy.
God, I just love the little switch over between the player perspective stuff. It's great. Although I don't think that anybody really wants to see it. I'm sure that the chat is just filled with T-Tours right now. Whatever. It looks cool to me. You guys get out of here. So Raven, in the meantime, he's gone to lane with the natural build, a hell of a lot of the regen as well as some nice stats off the bat. And Terrorblade going to be played in the mid role. Kind of an interesting way to do this as well. It is pretty good against Cuckoo, right? You can just pop Metamorphosis right at the start and just try and outlast hit him.
Yeah, I think it's the right move to make. I think you want to have the safe lane occupied by a hero that can pressure Nyx Assassin a bit more, which is going to be the Necro. And then they have, I feel like they have better kill potential with the Necro here in the bottom lane. And they're going to just, try to pull, try to stack. And then once Wisp has his bottle, anytime he can go to the mid lane and set up some kills potentially on the Storm with the meta, as you're talking about. And he's also going to be stacking, I think, a lot for the Wisp. And that's going to help out the Axe, because Axe is going up against a very strong dual lane right now, for the most part.
It can be a little scary. I want to see what Tim's does. He has these early boots up, which could signal for them stacking as well, or it could just end up being like, Slardar trying to make rotations in towards mid, although it seems unlikely to find any kills on the Cuckoo. Although, already under fire, Ajit not giving him any space to farm.
Yeah, Cuckoo, he already pushed out the wave, so like with the 1Q, he's not able to really do anything now.
Kangaroo, they're in some trouble. The body blocks are coming in as well. We'll be able to chase him down at least a little bit. Tim's diving deep for this one. Does have another crush, manages to throw it out. Needs to switch over aggro, does manage to do it. And first blood goes to Raven. Great play there by TNC.
I wonder if in that situation, if they had gone for Swarm first on Raven, would have been better. Nice stun there. Make sure the Wisp doesn't do anything.
That'll take the wind from their
So,
sails.
Nice kill, like you said. Starter's gonna have to go back and heal. Scurry's on.
And Cuckoo coming close to pressuring Ajit here as well. Is going to walk right into those remnants. And if they're not careful, this is what I talk about, that guy playing aggressive. He is crazy as all hell.
Yep, he's got a fairy fire to work with. He's like, come on, I dare you. I know the Wisp is level 1. He doesn't have balls. He doesn't have overcharge. So that's the bad thing about the Wisp in this situation. He's like, well, I don't want to soak EXP from my mid lane. And then so he can't really do anything. He's still level 1. Let's see if he gets a rune here. He gets the bottle, the images. Also gonna get a bounty rune. Let's see if he gets level 2. They really need to have these level 2s on the supports of WG before they can start making big plays on like Cuckoo or anyone. They're just so level dependent.
Yeah. No, definitely. And that's what you need to do, is just get those couple first levels up. Afu here is going to try and go for a pull himself. Doesn't look like it's quite going to connect. So, in the meantime, Cuckoo will get up some levels for himself. Rior taking the jungle again. And it doesn't really feel like there's anything stopping him. Do you think that one of these teams has a little bit better of the late game in general?
Late game, I'd say it probably favors the Terrorblade, just because I think they have really good ways to save him. Like in this situation, they have Wisp with Relocate, so that means that if they don't go on the Wisp in the backline, that the Terrorblade should be saved most of the time. Terrorblade also, like, he can just split push, and I think he's going to be able to get away with it. So we'll have to see. Last game they weren't able to get. They were punished because they were split pushing too much. But this game, the only split push that should be coming is from the Terrorblade, not the Morphling plus the Nature's Prophet. So that was the problem last game, where when you have too many split pushers.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Do have a
I feel
little
some
bit
lag.
of issue.
Feeling some laggy.
Well, you know what I think I'm going to let you do real quickly then? I'm going to let you talk to me about the glory that is Terrorblade in the mid lane while I grab some more coffee. So why don't you pontificate about that for a second, and it'll be like I never left. You down for it, man?
All right, I'm ready to say my life story.
You're just
amazing. It's not like my voice is already dead.
What? Talk to me about the 2 points in reflection. I want to hear it.
All right, so this is NA Dota at its finest, guys. This is some Monkeys Forever complexity, old school stuff right now, maxing out the reflection. He's like, I need this to lane, and I'm going to put out a lot of harassment. Now I'm starting to sound like Slacks, so
oh, God, what have you done? I left for 2 seconds, and then you turned into Slacks. Oh, Lordy. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Let's be real.
Yeah, Slacks gets more gigs than I ever will.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. Well, Tim's, in the meantime, trying to soak up level 2. He's been kind of, like, despite that early kill, it's been a little bit rough for him.
Man, I have to go cry now after that burn. Hold on.
You burned yourself.
I'm sorry, I just got too close to the sun or something. I don't know what happened. Meanwhile, mid lane. Oh,
they're going in. Yeah, Cuckoo's super dead. Nice play.
All right, there we go. Let's get some hype up in this
That's
game.
what's up, man. It's gorgeous.
All right, well, turned into an Indian. Now I'm back.
Oh no. Well, yeah, 1-1.
Screaming.
4-minute mark. Tim's still soaking experience here. He did manage to get that level 2. So, as far as the offlaners are concerned, it definitely feels like Sam H has gotten a little bit more out of this laning stage than the Axe has. At least by a slight amount.
Yeah, I'd say he's doing a very good job. When you have a Necro, it's like, oh, well, I don't have any stuns. I have an ES support. And with the greedy supports that they pick, they aren't able to zone them out. As well as the greedy carry. Like, Necro can be very strong, but not with the greedy supports they pick.
Well, What do you feel like is going to be like the main objectives over these teams for the next couple minutes? We sometimes see Terrorblade group up with the rest of his squad really early on and try and pressure towers. Do you think it's going to be one of those types of games for Warriors Gaming Unity?
I think the pressure is definitely going to have to be mounted from TNC, and I think Warriors Gaming, they just kind of need to split up the map and farm and just wait for their blink on Axe. So it's going to be all on TNC this early game to cause pressure, in which case they're doing pressure. Notice how he did go for an extra... Oh.
Nana in trouble. Impale off the mark, but they crush? What? How did this happen? He's still going to end up getting caught here, but now with the IO showing up, they might be able to turn this back around. Rior in trouble, balls in the face, and CM is going to die. That was not the way that was supposed to go.
That's not good when you feed that kill over to Necro. It's, well, that was a blind stun. He tried to predict where he was going. If they had gotten the Impale, that would have been a dead Necro. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. And then top lane going to have a spin on the Weaver. 1 spin. 2 spins.
Right.
And time lapse. A little bit.
Kangaroo's in trouble. He does have those bugs on him, but they won't be able to fully bring him down yet. In the meantime, Tim's going to punch Afu in the face. Wanted to go back in for the rune, but the rune was up top, and now Tim's in some trouble. Rior shows up, wants to make this work, but they take down Tim's. So getting a little bit greedy for the rune. I feel like TNC are kind of playing a little bit fast and loose in this one.
No, it's just because they didn't pick silly like last time, and this time TNC aren't making the perfect rotations, and they're not perfect. They're not playing perfectly. They're making mistakes now, and then Warriors Gaming are punishing them. So this time around, it's looking good for them. Storm is going off to the jungle to farm away. He really doesn't want to get ganked anymore in the mid lane. Meanwhile, they want to also give levels to the Slardar. And Slardar is able to normally dodge ganks a little bit better than the Storm.
Well, up here in the top lane, Raven looks to be going down. The first instance of Reaper's Scythe is used, and taking down the TNC carry by virtue of that Invis rune. Certainly what they wanted. Now found Cuckoo. Find the stun onto Tim's as well. That was so well done. All right, Afu is definitely a player still.
Yep, not giving respect at all to these ES. The bad thing with this build, though, with the Terrorblade is he doesn't have mass summons, so he's not doing as much damage as he could. But it gives him way more kill potential in the early game, and that's what you see. Nyx.
Okay, X-Nova, they're going to get that fight opening up on him. They take down the Storm Spirit, or rather Storm Spirit takes down the Io, and now turn on to Sam H. The Nyx Assassin is going to drop, but they can take down Afu in turn as well, I believe. Possibly, yeah, the overcharge going to be enough for it. Ajit also controlled. They have the bugs on him, looking for the chase. Cuckoo is there. The right click comes through, and they find that kill. Now looking to take down Nana as well. They do have the pull, going to pull him back in. Right click's coming through. Is it enough? He does have another Q in a second, but too much damage from TNC. They take down 3 heroes, I believe. Great team fight for TNC. 4, actually.
Yeah, that was just amazing for them. Meanwhile, Axe was free farming during that, so that was the difference in the team fight. As well as Nyx getting on the Wisp first. Like, killing the Wisp first, so he's not able to heal up anymore in the team fights. That's good. Also, Terrorblade not having his Sunder in that team fight cost them. They could have turned the team fight around, but playing super greedy, maxing out the reflection, not having it hurt them in the team fight.
Can we also just talk about how good Regen Rune is on Storm now? Like,
that's too much. Let's just watch it.
Because like
all of its glory.
Because the thing about it is that you can also like farm up with it now. But yeah, this should be a kill onto Nana. There's the jump forward, damage being done, pulled into it immediately. Right clicks. He should still go down here, I believe. Yeah. Yep. All right, Remnant. Good chase. There's silence onto 2. Raven needs to run away. Kangaroo is chasing. They have the damage onto him. Cuckoo might have overstepped his bounds a little bit. Tries to go down to the low ground, but will be chased out. So they find the kill onto Storm Spirit instead of the nice pickup onto the Necro.
Yep, good rotation coming in. Do they have meta? Yeah, they have meta now. This TB really needs some levels. He needs to start getting his Sunder as well as his Gondra image up. So do they relocate now? No, not yet. don't have a way to really save, but they scanned out. They know somebody's over there. Meanwhile, behind the line, Slardar.
He's going to be ran down a little bit. There's no blink dagger yet on Axe, which does really make a difference. And also, Tim's going to cheekily take himself a bounty rune away from the Axe. You always love to see that. Maybe Nana in trouble now as Rior is set up for him. They're going in with Sam H. Want to try and find that Impale. The jump forward from Storm Spirit, get the pull back in. He did end up getting the right click off first, so it's going to be a little bit lacking in damage, but they should still be able to find this kill regardless. As Cuckoo's in the area, and maybe? Yeah, they got him.
Takes 4 heroes just for 1.
Oh.
That is how strong Necro is. But it's like the same thing with like a Timbersaw. He's playing, like the Necro is playing like a Timbersaw, and he's playing by himself. He's playing super greedy, and then he's getting punished. He's like, oh, I'm unkillable, but that's not the case. And TNC are making the right rotations to shut him down.
Oh. Kangaroo pump fakes the call. You're getting closer to that blink dagger for the Axe, but still not there yet. And Sam H just going to try and reset, go for another round. Picking up that Earnest Shadows again. I really like the decision.
Yeah, this time it'll help out against basically the Wisp too sometimes. If you can earn him, keep him from casting what he wants, the bottles and whatnot. Also helps for the blinks of the Axe. Make sure you can cancel that in time.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
There's
attack.
other little stuff that helps. Man, why do I keep seeing Drop Bear reconnecting? What is this? This is just like weird.
Drop Bear's from Australia. He's got that Aussie internet. It's a little bit rough. But he's a player. He's amazing. What a guy. So Nana, it's so interesting to me because you see Raven make these movements where he's just constantly putting a little bit of fear into Nana, and I feel like eventually he's going to make that type of play, and then Storm Spirit's just going to jump in, and then they find a kill. It's sort of conditioning Nana to expect that it's not for anything. Well, that's a nice pickup to take down Tim's.
Yep. He just immediately purchased the Blink Dagger, used it on him, and there's not much they can do. Now they pressure the top tower. Bottom though.
Yeah, they have the CM. Ulti comes out. It's going to be silenced though. And now the big jump in. Kangaroo's on top of him. Takes down one. Sam H also going to get dunked down. So 3 dead in the course of just a couple of seconds by virtue of Kangaroo's Blink Dagger.
Yep, and just not giving respect to the Earth Spirit. Being in the position at all the right times. Afu playing pretty good this game, showing off why ES is a strong hero.
I mean, Cuckoo does have another regen rune, which is worth talking about for a second. Some pretty good luck there in rune snatching. All right, Nana pulled back in. They get the call immediately, though. Cuckoo again in trouble. He misses the dunk. Cuckoo needs to get out silent. He is going to be able to live through it. Regen rune to keep him back up. Now, he can go back in again in a second if he wants to. With the regen rune there, Tim comes up, is going to be able to get the stun onto Nana. The chase back forward. They take down that Necrophos, and now Kangaroo also in some trouble. Can they kill off Sam H? It looks like it's going to happen, but with the regen rune going, Cuckoo able to save the day. My God.
Jeez, all because of a missed dunk. Like that was, whoo! If Axe had gotten that dunk off, man, Warriors Gaming would be so happy with the situation, and they would have completely crushed. But just a little too soon there. Almost the perfect fight for Warriors Gaming again, but this time TNC a little bit lucky. They're gonna defend the bottom lane here.
This is a show of force, to say the very least. And Necro almost has his Atos. When he does get this item up and online, it is curtains for Storm Spirit.
Yeah, that's to say the least. Storm ain't gonna be doing nothing. He might have to like rush a Yules afterwards or something. I'm not sure.
What do you think about a Lotus? Is that value enough at all after the Bloodstone?
I don't think you can really return anything. Meanwhile, he's dead in the mid lane. I think you go for. Really bought the recipe. saving money by buying it like that, but at the same time, it'd be nice if you actually had any of your components, like the point booster, vitality booster.
Right.
But I think you need Yules because you can Yules the axe if he jumps anybody else, and it's just more so a better item. But I like your idea. It gives you more armor against the Terrorblade, though.
Right.
So it's not bad.
It's a
It
tough
just costs
call.
a lot more. It just costs a lot more gold.
Yeah. And there is a hell of a lot more value, I think, from that Yules, like you're talking about, catching the axe and making sure that the calls don't come out. But we'll have to see how they decide to go for it. Certainly is a tough one.
Yeah, it definitely needs something to counteract the silence from ES. As you said, the rod now complete. He's also going to be going for a blink on Necropro next, Nicholas. So this is going to be even more aggression put out from Warriors, and they're just, you know, balls to the wall, going to be running at them. Meanwhile, top lane, he just took it away. Nice.
Yeah. I think that they realized Axe doesn't want to, like, with Cuckoo not showing on the map, it's just really scary.
So this is pretty much the most underfarmed Nyx assassin you can see at 16 minutes in the game. He's bottom 4 of the net worth. None of his ganks have really amounted to much, and that's all because of that. You can, like, Nyx is kind of like that snowball hero, right? You get those early kills, and then you start doing a really good job. I don't know if they're gonna be able to kill bottom. There we go.
Going on to Cuckoo. They have the Magnetize as well, but he will be able to make that rotation away, taking the DOT, but gets out of that one. And now, a big rotation in with TNC. They want to find a kill with this Blink Dagger on Tim's.
A rare miss by Afu,
Oh.
allowing Storm some mercy today.
Oh, this would be huge if they could catch X-Nova. I mean, any of these little kills here. Oh, Terrorblade instead! They find him. Amp damage on top of Object. Can they get him out of there? They do manage to get the relocate away. And even a stun coming in from Afu to break out the CM ulti. The fight turns terribly into the favor of Warriors Gaming. TNC just get obliterated by the Shrine.
Yep, that's what we were talking about during the draft. You can throw all your heroes at Terrorblade. If you don't stop the Wisp TP, it's curtains.
A soldier's fortune.
Man, and now immediately from that into the Roche. This is exactly what Warriors Gaming need.
Yep. I really do love their draft this game and just their playstyle. And they just didn't give Nyx all the free kills that he got last game. So you just see the huge difference from last game to this, when you don't just feed away needless kills to a Nyx assassin. And they might have the Blink Dagger on top of the Slardar now, but they have a huge Terrorblade problem, and there doesn't seem to be an answer for the Terrorblade anytime soon.
Right. Well, and I guess the question that I have is, do you think that this is a draft from Warriors Gaming.Unity that's relatively easy to close out the game with, as we do have a big call down there, but they have caught on to Cuckoo. Nana's doing a good bit of damage. They could decide to go for it. Crush now connects onto Afu a second time. Cuckoo needs to be careful. There's another Reaper sight which could turn onto him, but they don't quite have the vision. Can't quite chase him down. They do end up getting the Bloodstone Suicide. Nana showing up for this one, but can they take him down?
Oh, man.
All
That
right.
sucks.
That would have been great, but he does still have the 16 and 17 Bloodstone charges. Raven shows up as well. A lot of damage. They get another relocate out. The CM ulti starting to bring down Odjit low. Can they kill him off? No more Impale. He doesn't quite have the mana for it, but Raven finds the chase, tries to get the kill. He can die for this one again with the Sakuchi, but instead decides to time-lapse and get away from it. They've turned their sights now into Nana. Tim's barely able to get out, but the balls rather, will find the kill in the end. So another great combination of pickups for Warriors Gaming.Unity, and TNC left scratching their heads.
Yeah, this is pretty much the support show that you guys are witnessing right now. It's a really good showing coming in from the Wisp as well as the Earth Spirit this game. They're pretty much carrying the team. The Storm Spirit didn't know that the Necro didn't have ulti, so that's why he did that Bloodstone Suicide, but all of us knew he still needed 20 or 15 more seconds on his ulti. It was a little bit unfortunate. Storm could have lived, but he was playing a little bit safer. So now we got a smoke aggression coming out from WG. Let's see if they can catch anyone. They have the relocate ready in 30 seconds, so they're not going to have that backed up.
Raven, he will get caught here, and this should be a kill. A quick and easy dunk. That's going to continue to be a problem in this one.
Yeah, talked about it earlier. There's not much you can, like, picking Weaver into an axe is nice early game because you can kill the axe a lot, but when it comes to these situations, once he gets that blade mail, he's just going to shred through the Weaver, and it's not going to help to have the Lincoln, so maybe regretting picking the Weaver now.
It does really also feel like the axe has just been, like, he's been set up so well by the rest of his team. They, like, bait it out at various points, and then he jumps in, finds the kills on the counter initiation. It's just, it feels like right now Warriors Gaming are working and playing much better as a team than we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, it's basically them just fourth picking a Terrorblade, which there's no solution for TNC.
Oh.
Like that.
And now Tim's, he is going to fall to this one. Yet again, they did find the courier snipe by the Nyx assassin, but it's a small silver lining in an otherwise dark cloud that is this game for TNC.
Rip CM. Nice knowing you.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Wiped from the face of the earth. So Aegis, they still have how much left on this? 1.5 minutes to work with. But we're just gonna go wait. I'm gonna farm more. Don't have to pressure anymore. This is just all WG, and just trying to figure out ways for TNC back into this game. It's not looking too good. Cuckoo's just like debating, like, what do I need? Do I want a BKB? Do I want a Yules? Do I want to get Orchid? All of these, one of those should be the next item. I don't think. Meanwhile, bottom lane.
Yeah, this is a good pickup here if they can get it, and it does look like they'll be able to. So Tim's setting up the kill. That's like what TNC have to do. I feel like more than any item choice, it's about like those movements. You know. So tough.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures
So pressuring the bottom lane at least a little bit.
A golden thread.
They can just kill Ajit, right? I guess the Aegis.
They could get burned again by the ES or the Wisp. Now they go to the back lines. They see where they're at. Now they can go on the back lines.
Okay, all right, good choice. X-Nova already down. Afu in trouble as well. They're going to be able to kill him off. Spike Carapace, a great combination. Axe calls onto nothing. Now also going to kite him out. They're doing a lot of damage here. Tims, they take down another one. Suddenly, all these Bloodstone charges going to start to get stacked up. Rior letting it go with the ulti. This should be more than enough. They are going to jump in. Oh, they find the kill. Nana makes the plays. The Sunder as well. Rior in trouble, starting to take the extra damage from the tower. Will end up dying, but can they bring down Nana? Looks like he's going to fall as well. It's a full team wipe, but they did lose the Storm Spirit and all of that.
How many Bloodstone charges? He had about 13 or 12 before he died, so he's back down to 9. Didn't have the suicide available. Good play for Necro to come in there and kill him, but that's just the power of Nyx Assassin, man. If you don't have a Sentry Ward behind your tower, and they have these 2 initiators with the Slardar, with the Storm, they're just always going to go on the back line. So perfect scouting out for Sam H. He finally showed up to the game, I want to say, after 22 minutes of not doing as much as he did last game. So helping his team out, they take a tier 2 tower, and they're kind of back in the game now.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, if not ahead, it's still tough to take down the Terrorblade for sure, but they're starting to develop answers to it at the very least. And you know, you can start taking down some of these tier 1 towers, control map a little bit more. Suddenly you get an Aegis on the Storm Spirit, and this looks a lot more like you're in control of the game if they can manage to make that happen.
Yep. I really like how he wasn't forced, because they were playing so aggressively and they finally started getting kills and kills instead of dying all the time. He's able to go this Orchid build where he's not falling behind, and he's able to do this. He's also got a DD to work with for the next team fight. That's going to be huge. But I would really like to see Storm go for a BKB next. I think you have to. I don't think going Lincolns is going to help as a Storm this game because of the Axe Call. But when you go BKB, you do limit yourself because you don't have all the extra mana to work with another item.
Yeah. Maybe you have to do something like, oh, Tim's. Well, Bash is there, but should take a good bit of damage from this as well, and it looks like they will find the kill onto the Sardar. I guess the other way that you could make it play is like always have somebody else that's the initial person that gets jumped on by Axe, and then you have the counter initiation play as the Storm, but that's really tough to play out, imagine.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what he goes for. Yeah, he's going for the Lincolns. I mean, it's kind of standard for Storms to go for this Lincolns afterward, but we'll have to see if it works out for him at the end of the day. So, meanwhile, back on the side of WG, let's look at our Terrorblade, what he's got queued up. It's looking like he's going for that Skade.
He's going for the world.
Yeah, he's got a lot queued up. Wouldn't mind to see him pick up a BKB eventually too. Just because the Nyx, as well as all these stuns coming out, can be problematic, but the top. I thought they were going to scout out Ajit, but he didn't.
They do spot him, but not willing to go yet. Obviously know that X-Nova's in the area. Don't want to try and dump him when there's a chance that he gets saved.
Force, double damage.
Oh, okay. They popped the DD. He's still waiting. They're getting set up on this. They might decide to go. Ajit looking for the IO. X-Nova, he's just down there to the south. Do they catch eyes on him? They do spot him right there. It's a hard one to fight, though. And, yeah, with Nana, I think that they do have to back up. Maybe they could go on Nana. It's still just so tough. They need him to separate, but I feel like right now Warriors Gaming are just doing a good job of staying together and making sure nobody gets caught out.
Yeah, Nova played that pretty smart, as well as Sam H. Like, Sam H was like, okay, if this Wisp goes anywhere, I'm going to probably kill him. And then all of a sudden, Wisp doesn't. So, good play from both sides. Meanwhile, Axe has a gem. Going to be dewarding that. Thank you, Mr. Ward. Bye-bye. He's also got a Shadow Blade. So, Kangaroo, this is his time to shine. He can pretty much take over this game now. So, the big playmakers in this game are going to be Axe, as well as probably Sam H. plus Tim's. Like, Tim's has done a really good job. He's had his Midas and his initiations have been on point, as well as Sam H scouting out. So, all right, here we go.
This could be the big one. Kangaroo is leading the way. The question is, will they spot this out? Oh, smoke on smoke action. They have the high ground, though. Warriors Gaming, they missed the call. All right, they're on to Sam H. They're going to drop the Necro ulti. A big crush comes through onto 2, but they immediately jump onto X-Nova, able to get the Orchid, trying to bring him low, but they're already on top of Cuckoo. He is going to be able to jump out of that before the Atos finds the kill. Cuckoo's still running. Now over here to the side, he jumps back in. The Magnetize still dealing damage. He is going to end up dropping that. No, he's able to go for the Electric Vortex, or rather the Ball Lightning away to take the damage off. Raven's still running out of there. Cuckoo's just all over him.
All right, Cuckoo has to be the luckiest player ever.
How did he do that?
He literally has an arcane rune for that fight, else they get crushed, and he dies. Oh my god. Talk about the luckiest rune to ever have. Any other rune, he was dead.
Like, we were just following him the whole time.
I just followed him. I was like, okay, well, he's gonna die. No, he's gonna die. Okay, oh, well, arcane rune balance. Thank you. Meanwhile, they're going to be scouting. They found out the Terrorblade. Oh,
Ajit. Oh, shit. He's going down. I think that this one's about to be it. He does get a nice Sunder off, but Tim's still very low. He manages to get the Crush off before he dies. Cuckoo standing tall here against Ajit. Jumping away. Can they kill off X-Nova? They get the call. Kangaroo gets the dunk. Much needed in that one. Now trying to run out of here. Kangaroo, another call in 4 seconds. But they do manage to create that little bit of separation. And that should be the death of Sam H as well. I believe Raven gets out, but they managed to turn it around at the very least.
Yep. They were playing super aggressive, and they just needed like one more stun so he wasn't able to get off his Sunder, as well as him taking the Orchid damage. So they weren't able to chain stun everything properly. That means that You have to have the Nyx stun first, and then Slardar stun, and then the Vortex or something along those lines. You have to chain all 3 of those for that to perfectly work out. And he was able to get the Sunder off, and then everybody respawned. So everybody's respawning. Free tower to TP2. They fought back. Storm's... we literally had this discussion like 15 minutes ago. He had 9 Bloodstone charges back down.
Cuckoo is crazy, by the way. For anybody that's tuning into your very first Cuckoo game, which shouldn't be many people at this point because he's been around the scene for a while, he's one of the most aggressive mid players in the game and pretty consistently just goes ham. So, might start to see some magic here in a bit. Kangaroo. Oh, the big impale onto 2. They are trying to bring them low, and they are going to get 1 kill. Cuckoo still has the Aegis, so can die here, and still is going to be okay with it. Kangaroo buys back into the game. All right, I think that you just try and get out right now if you're Cuckoo, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. They find that kill. So I talked about how aggressive he is as a player, and that's what happens.
Yeah, he needs the BKB. Or Yules, man. I'm not gonna say that going second item Orchid's bad, but not having Yules by now or BKB is just unacceptable. It's gonna be forced to maybe buy back here.
Crush onto 1. Kangaroo gets the counterplay. Storm, you need to buy back quickly, my friend. They jump in, able to get a call, but the Atos, they caught him again for a second, but can they bring him down in time? Sam H still alive in the midst of it, but Kangaroo gets the dunk. They don't have enough damage. They found the stun. Cuckoo's gonna die. That's a dieback. No Storm for 70 seconds. They're buying back on the Wisp to get back into this. They try and bring down Afu, are gonna be able to find that kill. That's an ultra kill for Ajit. He's just gone completely ham in this fight. They find the dunk. They take away the Rampage from their Terrorblade. Kangaroo laughing about it the whole time through. Warriors Gaming pissed off about how that last one went. Looking to close this one out here.
Yeah. If you're going to point out any of the players, it definitely has to be Cuckoo. Cuckoo kind of like dropped the ball a little bit here in the last 3 minutes, and because of that, they're gonna lose the game. So unfortunate for TNC, but amazing play all around coming in from WG. Nana pretty much securing this game with his rod and completely locking down the Storm Spirit.
Nana, good decisions across the board, and now Tims, they want to make the play. It's going to be hard for them, though. Nana does die. That's 80 seconds with no Nana. Now slowing down Ajit. They'll have another Diffusal Blade in a bit. Tims chasing with, like, no HP. Kangaroo could have gone for the counterplay, but now Ajit in some trouble. They get the pull back in. Cuckoo wanting to pull himself back into this one. Good Lincoln's play as well to make sure that the Sunder doesn't come off. And it does look like Cuckoo's going to be going back for the BKB now.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah. They only need 1 more range racks for Megas. It's kind of like in the same situation as last game now, where there's going to be a lot of dead time. But the game, for all intents and purposes, kind of looks over. I'm not going to say it's 100% over, but it's pretty darn close. Even though they can just run down mid lane here, they don't have the best tower pushers because Weaver didn't go for death, so they can't kill buildings fast. So even though they do get those kills, they can't do what a Terrorblade does. So it feels like this push is going to be meaningless, and they have to kill. It feels like TNC have to stay, and their last team fight should be here. Although they might want to wait for Storm BKB, but we'll see.
I mean, they do a lot of damage to the tower. It's clearly not as much as Terrorblade does, but getting at least something here. The stun connects onto 2. They're still going to hit this tier 3 tower. If they could manage to get this at the very least, yeah, they're going to back. They know it's too scary.
It's just too scary because Stormsphere doesn't have the save item that he needs. Now he does, but it's a little bit too little too late. All Warriors Gaming have to do is literally run in the base. They can do whatever they want, really. They can rat it out. They just send illusions on them, and you see, yeah, TNC, they have to fight here. They have to fight middle. If they get, oh Man, I hope the storm doesn't get caught right now.
God, I mean, the scary thing is that you look at this; these creeps are in their base. Like, Warriors Gaming know that they're outside of their base right now, looking to try and hunt them down, but they're not going to take that fight in a bad position. TNC, they don't have wards in the area. Warriors Gaming.Unity are going to have better vision throughout this whole spot. And now they're ready to start sieging. Crush onto a couple. Is it really going to be enough, though? Tims, what are you really even doing here? He's just going to drop. Raven is silenced, and SamH gets a good stun there on a Nana. They're trying to jump forward to Cuckoo. Is able to find X-Nova, but can they bring him down? Time. BKB's already been popped, trying to kill him off and bring him low. That's another down. Storm Spirit trying to hunt now onto Afu, but Nana's here. They get the call. Cuckoo gonna drop. Dead again. Raven also going to be ran down here. It doesn't look like he's going to end up... Well, Afu might die, actually. So that's a couple brought down. But Tims is also going to die. Ajit has a double kill. They throw out the Sunder. Rior is going to fall. This has just all gone wrong. And TNC are going to most likely lose this game number 2, barring a miracle, as Mega Creeps are going to be guaranteed. And a double kill for Kangaroo. It's just not really a great answer outside of this. Okay. Okay, Rior.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Does that kill change anything for you? Yeah, GG's called.
I was just waiting for the GGs. I don't see how you... Like, you don't have any rat potential, push potential. There's just nothing. There's no Alk on your team. There's no Terrorblade on your team. The PA. There's, like, literally no hope against Megas. Even down 2 Raxes, I feel like there's almost no hope with their lineup.
Well,
but if Warriors Gaming was down like 2 Raxes, then I would say there's still hope.
Well, that's going to do it. It's going to push it to a 3-game set. It was not something that I was expecting after the solid performance from TNC last game, but maybe just getting a little bit too fast and loose and cavalier with their play, they get punished. What are you expecting to see in game number 3? And do you have a favorite to take it?
Hey, I told you, man, Warriors Gaming had a better draft this time than TNC, and then you just gotta believe in your co-caster, man.
I believe in you.
You gotta put your faith in me, and you just have to believe there was gonna be a game 3 because they picked better, and they didn't get outplayed. I guess I would be worried too because of the play from last game, but they fixed it up for the second one. I think going forward we're gonna see maybe a Terrorblade ban. Pretty much secured them this game, and they know that Terrorblade can be played in the mid lane, the safe lane, so they can get caught off guard by this pick. It's kind of like what OG did, you know, they just play Illusion Heroes and they win Dota.
All right. Well, we'll see if they can pull it back, TNC, or if Warriors Gaming.Unity are going to be able to pull away with it in game number 3. The first one to go the distance so far. Again, this is Group B action for the Summit 7 qualifiers, Southeast Asian region. Already, Warriors Gaming.Unity have beaten out Mineski, and TNC have beaten out Fnatic. We'll see if who's going to be the one that ends up falling third in this Group B matchup. Be back in a bit.